Hey guys! So I haven't been here a while, I know, but it was because I was really sick, I couldn't really film. I was so frustrated because I wanted to film and I wanted to keep my schedule, but I just couldn't. I'm sorry. That's why I haven't been posting any new videos, because I was really sick. I am feeling a lot better now, so let's get on with the videos, hopefully. So I don't really like flying. Let me just get this out of the way, because I hate flying. I hate heights. I don't even like to stand on tall buildings. Like, I look out the window and if I'm in a really tall building, I'm like, no, no. I'm really afraid of heights and I'm terrified of flying. So, of course, this was a precedent for me to have issues with flying and with me looking like a fool at airports. So I've actually flown on 2 occasions. I noticed that this is 4, so it should be... I don't know what I'm doing. So I've actually flown on 2 occasions, one to go to and from London and one to go to and from Switzerland. The first time that I've flown was to go to London in 2008, if I'm not mistaken, and oh boy, that was an ordeal for me. So at this point I didn't know that I was afraid of flying, and I ended up not being really sure if I was afraid of flying because of the whole thing that happened. I was more flustered by other things than the flying itself, but yeah. So first things first, we checked in, everything was fine, and we went, to that part where there are stores and stuff like that before you go to the plane itself. I have no idea what you call that, but see how little I fly and how little I am interested in flying. I don't even know how that is called. But yeah, we were in that little, like, place where you can wait for your plane, where you already passed security, passed all that. So me and my mother were there and we were chilling, and we were going with her friend and her daughter. Her friend's daughter, if that makes sense. And me and my mother just sat there just waiting for our times, because we didn't really want to go shopping, we didn't really want to go look around. I just really wanted to be sitting down. Even though I was going to be sitting down during the 1 hour flight, but I just wanted to be sitting down and I didn't really want to go shopping or anything, so we decided to stay at a random table. So we were sitting there and we were noticing that the time of the flight is getting closer and closer, and it ended up in the point where we almost missed our flight because we were really late to the flight. We were like the last people. Those people when you're in the plane and you look at those people like, oh my god, why can't you be on time? We were those people that came really, really late to the plane. Also, we got the wrong terminal. That's also why we got really late, because we got the wrong terminal, and it was just crazy. And then I don't remember if it was going to or from London, but at one point I was trying to pee and I was trying to hold it in, but I'm a pee machine. I have to be constantly peeing. So being trapped in 1 hour without peeing, that's just I can't. So I had to go pee, and I was, you know how ladies don't sit on the try not to sit in the toilets, on public toilets. We do the kind of scratching position where we try not to touch the toilet because we're too lazy to put some toilet paper. So we're like, yeah, I'm not touching that. So I was, scratching the best I could, trying to pee. And at the time my scratching technique wasn't really that great, and also we didn't have those kinds of things where you touch it and it kind of gives up magic plastic which you can rest your butt cheeks in. It was like 2008, so things were a little bit more primitive back then. So I was trying to scratch now, trying to pee, and it was the only freaking time where we decided to hit some turbulence. So since I was in that position, which was not very comfortable to begin with, and since we hit a little bit of turbulence, I just go like boom, and I hit my forehead in the bathroom door, and it was really, really embarrassing. I completely lost my balance and I bumped my head in the door, and then I came out and a lady asked me if I was okay. I was like, yes, I'm okay. And I got back to my seat. It was extremely embarrassing, but thinking about it, it was really funny, because it was the only time that I ever got turbulence, and it had to be when I was trying to pee. Like, what are the odds? What are the odds? Why? On the trip to come back, though, there was a little bit of issues because they were a lot more stricter than... How can I explain this? The people from security here in our country weren't that strict as they were there. coming back. I don't know, what am I saying? People from our airport, from our country, were less strict with bags, with belts, with stuff like that. They were a lot nicer as well. But people there, we went to the Luton, I think it was Luton Airport. They were really mean. They were really like harsh. It was really an unpleasant experience, and they were really harsh about, you know, trying to explain this, because it was the first time that I was flying. I had never flown before. I mean, I've flown there, but I haven't, you know, I was really new to fly, so I know it's their job and it's get frustrating to have to repeat the same things all over again, but I never flown before, so they should be a little bit more calmer and trying to, you know, calm me down and not making me more nervous to think that I'm some sort of just drug mule or some sort of terrorist or some sort of something, because they really just got on my nerves, and I was really nervous by the time that I got on the airplane. I don't really remember what happened, but I was really nervous because they really, you know, they really agitated me. So I was in an airplane and I realized that my iPod, at the time I had that iPod, the square one, I think it was the mini one, the one with a touch wheel, but it was squared. I had that one and I totally didn't know what it was, so I actually thought that the guy from the security had stolen it, because the guy was really rude for me. And I was like, oh, where it is. So I ended up finding out that my carry-on bag had a little pocket, which actually was bigger than I thought, and was, instead of being just this, it kind of opened up to the rest of the bag. So I was like searching and I had to... So I ended up finding my iPod, but at that time I was really agitated and I just wanted to go home. And then when we were getting home, our airport in Lisbon, the Lisbon airport, it's actually in the middle of the city. It's not like it has fields. It's literally in the middle of the city with buildings and stuff like that. So me and my friends, my mother's friend daughter, we were sitting beside each other and we were looking at the window, and we were really happy, you know, just, oh, look at all the buildings, oh, look at the stadium. And then suddenly the airport just goes whoosh, because it was landing. But since, you know, we didn't remember that the airport was really like in the city, we just felt the airplane like whoosh, and we were like, no, we're going to fall. And we just panicked. At that point we just panicked, and somebody had, I don't remember who, somebody had to come and calm us down, telling us it was normal, we're just landing, it's okay, the airport is just right there. And we're like, what year is this? What happened? It was really ridiculous. So that's what happened the first time. The second time, it was even more ridiculous. The second time I had to go traveling by airplane. So I was visiting my boyfriend, who at the time was living in Switzerland. In Switzerland, he was living there, and I went to go see him. Yeah, actually it was a birthday gift from him for me for my birthday, to go see him on my birthday. And that day there was a strike, as it always happens. Like, we have like 3 or 4 transportation strikes each month. It's ridiculous. So we had a strike that day, and almost all transportation companies were getting in that strike. And I wasn't sure if airplanes would be included, because everything public was in strike and most private things were striking as well. So I was like, what am I gonna do? Am I not gonna have am I not gonna have my airplane? Am I not going to be able to go there? I was really nervous as is. So I got there, and I got that extremely early because I was sleeping at a friend's house, which was closest to the airport, because I knew that I wouldn't have transportation, so we had to go by cab. And it's a long story, you don't need to know this part, but just know that I got really early to the airport. Like, my plane left at like 10 or something, and I got there like 6 a.m, something like that. It was really early, and I got there and I saw that the first plane that was supposed to leave from my company was already cancelled, and I just panicked. I was like, what? Oh, but wait, even before I got to the airport, here in Portugal we have 2 terminals. We got the first terminal and we have the second terminal. Shut up! So here in Portugal you have the first terminal and a second terminal, and depending on which flight you go, you're going to get, you have to go to the first or the second terminal. Like, arrivals are all on the same place, but depending on where you're going, on which company you're flying, you have to go to one or other terminal, whatever. So I got to the first terminal and I found out that my plane was departing from the second terminal, so I had to go there, and I tried to walk the whole way, which is insane. Also, my carry-on bag, the wheels were completely broken, so I had to carry on my bag like the whole way, and I was extremely tired until I got to a point where it said no walking, you know, that you couldn't walk there and they wouldn't allow it. And I was like, oh well, okay, I'm going back to the first terminal to try and figure out how to get there. And as I was getting to the first terminal, I realized that the airport actually provides you with a bus to transport you from the first to the second terminal. A free bus that you can take to go to the first to the second terminal. And I was like, I'll be damned. It was ridiculous. So I got to the second terminal, and at this point my hand was like full of blisters. I was really tired because I had to carry on the bag like an idiot. So I got there, I went to do the check-in. I was like one of the first people, if not the first person to do the check-in, because it was really early. It was like, at this point it was like 7 a.m. or something like that. So I was there to do the check-in, and I went to do the check-in, and the lady was like, oh, our airplane is full and there probably won't be any space for people to put their bags. So since you're one of the first people to come here, we're gonna offer you to put your bag on the bag, how do you call it? Stuffy. And I was like, I don't have to carry this thing around. I can go like just me, myself, and I don't have to carry this shit around. No, you can leave the bag here. It will be free of charge. Everything is okay. Everything is provided by the company. So have a nice flight. I was like, oh my god, I'm so happy. So I put everything there except my actual bag, small bag with my documents, my IDs, not passport, my ID, my wallet, my phone, my charger, and a Vogue magazine, because that's what my friend had given me to entertain myself in the flight, a Vogue magazine. So I was strutting around on the airport, again on that place where you're waiting for your airplane to come. And I had this white woolen dress. I was a little bit fancy, you know, because I was meeting my boyfriend, so I had to go, you know, fancy. I was not wearing high heels because that would be insane, but I was a little bit fancy. And I had my little bag. I didn't have any carry-on, which again seems like fancy. And I have a Vogue in hand and a charger, and I kept, you know, I needed to charge my phone. I was like, where am I gonna charge this shit? I have no idea. So I kept trying to find a place where I could charge my phone, and I couldn't. And then I asked the lady, I saw a socket power outlet at a random wall, and I asked the cleaning ladies, can I use this outlet? Is it okay? Can I charge my phone here? And they were like, you know, you have hubs there by the chairs. And I was like, and I looked at the chairs, and they have these huge things, well, not huge, like till like here, full of power outlets, full of, you know, sockets that are hubs which you can charge your stuff. And I felt so stupid. I feel like, you know, one of those, you know, ladies that I just felt so stupid. I felt so stupid. It was really ridiculous. But that was great that I felt so ridiculous, because I actually laughed a little bit and I got a little bit calmer, and I was like, okay, I'm good, I'm okay, this is gonna go well, it's already a fun experience, I'm okay. Because at that point I wasn't still sure that I still had plane. I would only believe that I had a plane, that I would have my plane and it would depart when I was actually flying. That's what I would believe, that I'm actually flying. So I got on the plane on time, everything was fine, and I just to go to a window seat, and everything was fine. I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch outside, it's gonna be really fun. And I think when the plane departed, when the plane started flying, that's when I realized I was really terrified of flying, because I saw the plane got up in the air and I was looking down and I was like, get me out of here. I just panicked. I was sitting on my seat, I was grabbing onto my seat. I was trying not to show that I was panicking, but I was extremely panicking. I was like, I want to leave right now, but I couldn't. I had like 1 hour 30 or something to go, and I was like, I just want to get off this plane. I was really panicking. But I got there, everything went well. But then, as soon as I got off the plane, I realized that I had to do the trip back home like in a week or so, and I was like, ugh. So to come back, I was already late because my boyfriend mixed up the train schedules. We had to get a train from the town he was in to the airport, and he mixed up the schedules or something happened. I don't know, but I was late. So we kind of said goodbye very rushly, and I had to rush all through the airport. And it's not that you have a lot of signs telling you where to go in that airport. I don't really remember the name of that airport. It was like, I think it was Basel, I think, in Switzerland. Like, it's that airport where you can go to 3 countries at this. You can go to either one of 3 countries, like France and Switzerland and Italy, I think. Yes, I think it's an airport where you can leave for 3 different countries. So I got to the airport and I was rushing, and it's not like I have a lot of signs telling me where to go. So I was trying to find my way the best that I could. I had to go through all the freaking stores that they have there, which in our airport, at least on the second terminal, the stores, you have the terminal, you have the place where you have to pick up the planes, and then you have the stores. It's not like if you're rushing you have to go all through the freaking stores to get to your airplane. I mean, it's good for commerce. I know it's good for stores to sell shit, but it's not good if you're really in a rush and you just want to go to your fucking plane. So I was in a rush and I got there just in time. But then and you know, the security, nobody said anything to me about because I was having my carry-on case, and I was having my personal bag, and I know you were only supposed to get one, but nobody at the check-in and nobody in the security told me that I had to have just that bag. And I've seen so many people do that on the planes that I got, which they have the carry-on bags, and then they have the little purses, you know, lady purses, just with documents and stuff like that. And it's not like it was a huge bag, it was like, I don't have it here, but it was like a bag like this, really small, like whatever. So I got to the boarding station or wherever, and the guy was so rude. He was like, I can understand French. I have little problem understanding French, but he was speaking in a very weird accent which I could not understand. And I kept asking him, can you English please? Can you speak English? Do you speak English? And he was just like really mean and kept just speaking just weird French. I could not understand. Like, I can understand a little bit of French, but I could not understand anything he was saying. And just kept talking loud, and he was getting madder and madder, even more mad and more mad. And he was like, and I was like, what do you want me to do? I don't understand. Can you please speak English, something? And there was a girl beside him, also a flight attendant. I was like, can you help please? I don't understand what he's saying. And she was like, oh, you have to put your bag inside. You can enter with 2 bags. And I was like, oh, okay, you could have said so. I didn't understand, like, okay. But I was thinking, why do I have to do this? Like, okay, but I have to do it, I'll do it. But I was really frustrated, and I was really nervous because he had been shouting at me. I was nervous because I was late. I was nervous because I had to leave my boyfriend for God knows how many months again. I was really nervous, and my bag was really full. And then I tried to open it just discreetly to put the bag in, but no, it popped up, everything just started flying out of my bag, and I was like, great. So I put everything back inside and I closed it the best that I could. I ended up being able to close it, and I got through the boarding pass, and the first thing that I did when I got on the plane was just take my bag out of the carry-on bag, because just, shut up, okay. I don't know, I think that the guy just didn't, he didn't like my face or something, and he just wanted to mess with me because it was really weird. He understood that I was not understanding him, and I don't know, I just find it weird in a place like this, a place like an airport, you wouldn't know English. I'm not trying to be discriminative, but I mean, it's a place where you know you're gonna find tourists. Like, you know you're going to have to speak with people that don't know your language. So it's really weird for me that somebody that works on a airplane, like directly, I'm not saying that cleaning staff and people like that have to know English, but I mean, you're working with people, you're giving instructions to people, tourists that may not know all your language. I mean, they can understand a little bit, they might not be extremely fluent on language. And notice that that wasn't really proper French. I mean, that was really like thick accented French. Like, I couldn't understand shit he was saying, and I was generally good at French, and I was like, I'm not good at French, I'm good at understanding French, so that's different. But I'm generally good at understanding French, and I was completely baffled because I could not understand what he was saying. I was like, what? And yeah, I was really nervous. I just wanted to get home. I was really sad about leaving my boyfriend, and that experience was a really bad experience for me, flying. I don't know, I haven't really had a lot of happy memories flying. I have a lot of funny memories, but not necessarily happy memories. I don't know, I haven't traveled a lot, and when I travel I usually go by bus or by train. I don't really travel a lot by air, again because I am really afraid of flying. Yeah, but hopefully I will do some trips in the future. I wish to go to London again. I really miss going to London. And it was really amazing, and I can barely remember, like, I don't know, I feel like I've forgotten so much about it, and I would just like to relive it. It was a really long time ago, almost 10 years. Jesus Christ, I'm getting old. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I'm all over the place today. I'm not really sure why. I think I'm still slightly sick, and I haven't filmed in a while, so I kind of lost the hang of things. But hopefully you enjoyed it. You enjoyed my stories. Yeah. Tell me down below if you have any stories like this, if you have any crazy weird flying stories, if you like flying, if you have any advice with dealing with flying, because it's an issue for me. So if you have any advices, just comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, guys, friends. I can even do my outro right today. Put a like on it, and we'll see you next time. Bye!